Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. The topic of today's video is unpickable locks. Many of my subscribers have already asked me to make a video about locks that can't be picked using intelligent methods. And finally, today I've decided to do it. I already had some material on this topic, and today I want to share it with you. Some people often wonder if there are any locks that I simply cannot pick at all. Of course there are. There are indeed such locks, and even other highly specialized emergency locksmiths can't truly pick them. The main reason these locks can't be picked is the lack of access to the secret and extremely difficult to access inner mechanism of the lock itself. In other words, that is, we cannot simply and easily enter a master key and pass all the pins of a particular lock, because each key itself is uniquely designed and crafted, and the lock does not allow us to get to its secret part without this specific key. Additionally, the lock's mechanism is intricately designed to prevent unauthorized access, ensuring that only the correct key can unlock its secrets. Here it is, the moment you've been waiting for. So, I want you to take a moment to thoroughly check out the additional material that I've carefully prepared for you. And if anyone is genuinely interested in these unique and innovative locks, it certainly won't be hard to find them online with a little bit of searching. You see, one of the most secure and unpickable locks ever designed. It's unpickable simply because access to the secret part, the lock, is completely impossible. So this is how this lock opens. The key profile is inserted, turned, pushed in, and only after that can you unlock this lock using the turning handle. There is currently, at this moment in time, no alternative method or approach to non-destructively pick this lock in a manner that does not cause any damage. Also based on this lock, bike locks have already been made. Naturally, when we talk about the unpickability of this lock, we're only referring to intelligent methods. But using vandalistic methods, destructive methods, I think this lock can be opened. And given the shape of the lock, if you hit it with a sledgehammer, it would open quickly. See another lock that is currently unpickable. And considering the shape of the lock itself, if you hit it with a sledgehammer, I think it would open up pretty quickly. Check out another lock that is also unpickable today and see how it works in various situations to ensure maximum security. It indeed has an extremely interesting and unique key profile that looks more like a chain.
For example, as an illustration, if we take a small pick, we won't be able to insert it into the narrow keyhole itself. Only a specially designed key can be inserted, because the pick, due to the intricate shape of the keyhole, won't be able to go in and effectively push all the necessary pins. Well, that's it. The key is pressed down, and the chain is pushed inside, taking the right shape, and thus unlocking the cylinder. There is no other way to pick this lock using picks intelligently. The history does not mention any vandal methods for opening this lock, but with enough determination, it is possible to open it with a drill or similar tool. Take a look at another lock considered unpickable until recently. Naturally, history doesn't mention the vandal methods for opening this lock, but I think that with enough determination, it's definitely possible to open it using a drill or some other vandal tool. Let's take a look at another lock that was considered unpickable until recently. It all depends on the design of the lock itself. If we take a key and insert it into the lock's keyhole, when we turn it 180 degrees, we'll see that all the pins are at the top of the lock. And with such a lock design, we cannot reach the pins with a regular pick, and naturally we will not be able to carry out any manipulations. This means that it will be simply impossible to push through the pins. But the process doesn't stand still, and naturally, some skilled individuals found a way to pick this lock, and I'm going to show you exactly how it can be done. It turned out to be quite simple. So, let's take a look at the lock, which is fully operational, opening and closing, without any issues. After testing it, the person takes a regular piece of wire, makes a little handle out of it, inserts it into the keyhole, and also creates an attachment for a bump key from the same wire, inserting it into the lock's keyhole. And 2 seconds after the tool starts working, this lock will be picked. So you can see how a lock that was long considered unpickable is opened cleanly using intelligent techniques and a bump key with a regular wire attachment. And approximately 2 seconds after the tool begins its operation, this lock will be opened in total. You can see how a lock thought unpickable is opened using smart techniques and a bump key with a wire. Locks deemed unpickable might be opened with unconventional methods. The round key profile with threading complicates picking. Why? Because the threading must fit with the secret pin parts. Only when the key is screwed in and pins align can the lock open. This suggests that the locks deemed unpickable might be opened using unconventional methods, like those in this video. Now, look at these keys and this lock. The round key profile with threading complicates picking. Why? Because the threading must fit with the pins. Notice the pins on the threading. Only when the key is screwed in and pins align can the lock open. What do you think of this key profile? Now, take a look at these keys and this lock. As you can see, the round profile of the key with threading complicates or even makes it impossible to pick. Why? Because in addition to the secret part of the pins, the threading itself has to fit. If you pay attention to the keys, you'll see that there are pins even on the threading. So, only after you screw in this key and all those pins are in the right position, will this lock be able to be opened. What do you think exactly of this key profile? So even if you envision in your mind that you comprehend fully how to pick this lock by pressing its pins, it would be impossible to press them in any way just because the secret part is deep inside the lock at all. So if you pay attention, to pick this lock, we need to insert the key, turn it, insert the key again, turn the lock again, and only after that does the lock open. Naturally, with this advanced and sophisticated lock, we absolutely cannot access the secret and hidden part of the key, which is precisely why this particular lock is also widely considered to be completely unpickable. And as you can clearly see, many locks can be picked, and in fact, there are a variety of many more than I showed in my demonstration video. The main reason these locks are unpickable is simply due to the fact that there's no access to the secret part of the lock. But, in my opinion, the act of picking itself isn't that important. In order to effectively and efficiently protect your home, it is important to note that most criminals do not typically use traditional lock picks, so that's only in the movies. Basically, if you analyze the statistics, most break-ins involve cylinder snapping or cylinder pulling. These methods are favored by intruders due to their effectiveness. Cylinder snapping is a technique where the lock is broken. So these are the most popular techniques, which I recommend protecting against and buying locks that are shielded from such manipulations, like vandalism, drilling, snapping, and so on. In the upcoming videos, we'll also cover locks that have reliable protection against vandalism methods of picking, vandalism, drilling, snapping, and so on. In the following videos, we will also touch on locks that have reliable protection against vandal methods of opening. And for now, if you found this video helpful, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and take care.